What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. As you can see behind me, the shelf deconstruction has begun. I will have a video. I keep saying I'm going to have a video. I will have a video up about that either the end of this week. If I don't get it done by the end of this week, it will definitely be uploaded next week. So explanation on that. Most of you guys already know, but I will get into that a little bit more in detail in a future video very, very soon. Before I got everything broke down and started packing things up, I wanted to knock out one last collection update video. This is some stuff. One of these orders, there's only 2 orders here, but one of these orders has been sitting here. It's just been kind of simmering, sitting here for too long now. I've been putting off getting this video done, and I had another order come in, and I figured this was the perfect time to go on and knock this video out. I kind of get the impression that you guys like death metal, so we're going to do a death metal collection, another death metal collection update video. The last one I did, you guys seem to watch. That one was pretty heavily watched and followed, so I figured I better go on and knock this out now, because if I didn't do it, it probably would not get recorded, and there's some awesome stuff in here that needs to be shown. The first order that I'm going to show has the one album in this entire collection that is not death metal. There is a black metal album in this order, so I will show it first. This is an order from New Standard Elite. The label had a sale not too terribly long ago, and they had some stuff on there that was very, very cheap. I picked up 3 CDs. There was one CD in particular, which is going to be the first one that I show, was an album that I've been meaning to pick up for a couple of years now, and I saw that it was on sale there, and it was like, the time is now, I need to go and pick this up. And while I was looking at their catalog, there were a couple other items that caught my eye, and I picked those up. So let's just get right into it. The black metal CD that I picked up was Wargrinder with Tank Tread Doctrine. Went blank there for a second. This was released, I think, in 2019 or 2020. On the back is showing 2020. So I've been meaning to pick this up for a couple of years, and I do enjoy Wargrinder. They are blackened death metal, lean much more into the blackened side of things. So I guess technically this could fit into a death metal update as well. They are out of Greece. It's a one-man project, so I guess he is out of Greece. This is some nasty stuff. It is just fast-paced, ice-cold, blistering, blackened death. I consider Wargrinder black metal, but there are the tinges of death metal in this album, in this band's discography as a whole. But this is just nasty stuff. I tend to lean more. In the past, I tended to lean more toward their earlier material, and when I heard this one, I was kind of blown away. I was like, it kind of felt like a throwback to some of their earlier, raspier, a bit more raw sounding stuff, and I absolutely fell in love with this. So I was glad to see that this was on sale on the New Standard Elite sale that they just had. So definitely had to grab that one and get it into the collection. Next up, I've seen this band posted around forever. I've kept on saying I was going to check them out, and for one reason or another, kind of ashamed to say that I did not until now, and now I'm kind of slapping myself. This is Disentomb with their album Misery. This is probably one of the best brutal death metal albums I've ever heard, and the fact that I put off listening to this band and this album for so long is a bit of a crime. This is amazing stuff. If you are into brutal death metal, I'm sure you already know this, and you're probably judging me just as bad as I've been judging myself for putting off listening to this one. A lot of times when bands get this kind of hype, I'm very slow to checking it out. It kind of turns me away seeing that hype that certain bands just get over and over. And I do myself a disservice doing that. I'll be the first one to admit it, but that's what happened to me with this. And now, as I said, I'm just kind of kicking myself for putting it off this long, but I'm glad that I have it now. This is a phenomenal release. Definitely check that one out. As always, I say this every video, but as always, This stuff will be linked up in the description. That way, if you want to check some of this stuff out for yourself, it will be there at your discretion to check out. I'm also going to link up both of the distros, the new Standard Elite distro, and then the distro that I picked up this other order from. That will all be down in the description for you. And then I figured I might as well do a blind buy while I was on there because the prices were so cheap. I think I got this for like $1. This is Visceral with Involución, Parasitoide. Yeah, this is brutal death metal out of Chile. Fantastic stuff. I was very surprised with this. Definitely well worth the money that I spent. I feel like I got this for a steal. This was released in 2017. I believe it is their second full length, but I was very impressed with everything that I've heard on this so far. Seems like I've been showing a lot of material from Chile as of late. I don't. That's not on purpose. I mean, it just seems to have fallen in my lap that way. But this is a killer release as well. So I was very happy with all three of the items that I was able to pick up from New Standard Elite. Next up, this is the order that I've been simmering on, and it's just been sitting here waiting for far too long for me to show. If you follow my Instagram, you will know that I got this forever ago because I posted a picture of this order when I got it. I ordered these from Life After Death. Feels like every death metal collection update video I do, Life After Death, that label is mentioned. There are no Life After Death releases in this. This was all just from their distro. If you're not following them on social media, I say this every time I mention them as well. If you're not following them on social media, or you haven't signed up for their newsletter, their email newsletter, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. I got these that I'm going to show you. They did a distro update and they had all these discount codes going, and I think I got these for like 40% off, and you're going to be blown away when I show you some of the stuff that I got with the price that I was able to get it at. First up, I'm going to show you a band out of Denmark that this is another one of those bands that I just kind of slept on. They put out an album, I think in 2017, that I saw kind of make the rounds. I know some people got it back some time ago in their metalhead boxes, and I saw it. Anything that Dark Descent Records puts out, a lot of people, it turns their attention towards it. And I saw this one around. I just never got around to checking this band out. And they put out an album last year through Nuclear Winter Records, and this one is from the band, I'm going to butcher this, Phrenelith, and this is their newest full length entitled Chimaera. Wow, I was not ready for this. This is another one. I started about halfway into the first song. I knew I'd found something special. I'd seen this posted around, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to just take a chance and go on and pick this up. And this is probably my favorite release out of this entire lot that I'm going to show you guys. Just amazing death metal. Has that old school vibe going on at times, but amazing, just original stuff on this. I can't speak the praises of this band enough. I want to go back and check out that first album. I believe it was entitled Desolate Inscape. I think that's what that one was, and see what I've been missing for the past few years. But fantastic stuff here from Phrenelith. Amazing band out of Denmark. Next up, we've got an album from a band down under. This is Charnel Alter with Abatement of the Sun. This was released last year, I believe, on Blood Harvest Records. Another amazing release. This is death metal. It has that slowed down, murky, doomy stuff going on. They slow this down quite a bit at times, and it has hints of black metal going on in it as well. This is a very strong release. This one is one that you're going to want to spend some time with. I think it's one that can be a bit of a grower at times. But I love the fact that they're just able to have that oppressive, slow, doomy stuff going on. That's when I feel like this band is at their strongest. This is their first full length, so I'm excited to see the future of this particular band. This is one that kind of excites me and makes me excited to see where they're going in the future with this. But killer stuff there from Charnel Alter. Next up, this is a band that's been making rounds as of late. I almost didn't pick this up because it's a compilation of EP and split and demo materials. And the EP that I felt like the strongest material on here was going to be on, I do own that, or that demo. I do own that particular demo. But this is Motor with Sonic Purulence. Yeah, butchered that one as well. If you have, little sidebar here, if you have not ordered their newest album, it just came out this past week, Engrossed in Decay, get on that. It is absolutely amazing. I've fallen in love with it already. I've been listening to it. I'm recording this on the 17th, so I've been listening to that album pretty heavy for the past 2 days, and I've fallen head over heels in love with that release. Just thrashy, fantastic death metal, and you get some of that on this as well. With it being a compilation, I mean, it doesn't have that kind of flow that you get through an album, or even perhaps through an EP. That an Active Revenge demo that the material is on here, the beginning part of this, is absolutely an amazing demo. That's what made me fall in love with Motor in the first place. I have their full length as well, and now I'll have their new full length. It has some stuff on here. It has a split that they did with Coffin Rot. That was probably the selling point that made me go on and grab this, because their material on that split is top notch as well. Obviously, it doesn't have the Coffin Rot material. It's just the Motor stuff on there. But groovy, thrashy, fantastic death metal. Next up, this is from Maggot Stomp. They had Life After Death had a Maggot Stomp drop, I guess, of material on their distro for a period as well. This is Rotted with Pestilent Tomb. This was released through Maggot Stomp in 2020. I think the band put this out a year or two prior to that. But this is some more of that just old school death metal goodness, just chunky. I know now Rotted is I think a 3-piece band, but at the time of this, I believe it was just a one-person project, which kind of blows my mind that this was all put together by one particular person, Dylan Jones. So he did a fantastic job with this, and I believe it's a trio now. There may be 4 people in the band, but I think it's been expanded to an actual 3-person project, I'm sure for touring purposes and that type stuff. But killer stuff there from Rotted. Next up, we have Immersed in Pain with Perforated Sanctuary. Another old school death metal release. Go figure. This was released this year through Maggot Stomp. I'm not sure if the band put it out on their own beforehand, but this was an actual 2022 release. This is another kind of doomy style death metal. Maggot Stomp is good at having that little niche field. This band also has like a huge, with the name Immersion Pain, you already know that there is a huge jungle rot vibe going on this. This band kind of emulates and worships jungle rot to an extent, but it's not. They're able to have their own identity as well. Don't think it just sounds like a jungle rot cover band. There are some of their own ideas going on within this album. But the influence that Jungle Rot has on their music is undeniable. I mean, it's definitely there, but that's an okay thing. Jungle Rot is another pretty gnarly band as well. I think this is the last Maggot Stomp label disc in this update. I have this, and then I have one more disc to show. This is death metal geared towards the idea of animal liberation. This is Ritual of Decay with Eden Eviscerated. When I listened to this, I was mad that nobody had told me about this beforehand. This is amazing. The one thing that did get me on this is there are some sound clips of pig squeals in the middle of this album, and they are mixed way higher than the music, and it scared the absolute daylights out of me when I first listened to this. It comes over much higher pitched and much louder than the actual music. I think they did that on purpose. I think they kind of did that to draw attention to the animal sounds and what this band is all about, because sometimes death metal kind of loses it. A lot of death metal bands, you're not going to be able to pick up on the lyrics without actually reading them. You're not going to know what they're singing about, and I think it kind of shines a little light to what this band is all about. But man, this is another one. If you're not going to check out much from this particular update, this is one that you definitely need to check out if you have not done so already. And then this was a freebie that Eric at Life After Death threw in for me. They apparently somehow got water damaged on the booklet when they were shipped to him, so he just threw them in. So I guess if you ordered several things, he was throwing them in as freebies in the orders. This is some Death Doom out of, I think, Alabama. This is Seraphic Entombment with Quelled. And as far as freebies go, this is a top-notch freebie. I really liked everything that I heard from this. It is only 2 tracks. I believe this is the only material that they've put out. This came out in 2019, I'm wanting to say, on Rotten Tomb and Morbid Chapel Records. But just slow, brooding, gnarly stuff, and you kind of feel that Alabama humidity and heat like drenched into the actual music here. At some point, I mean, maybe that humidity and heat, maybe that's what caused that water damage. You never know, because if it's not stored right, even where I'm at, you can get water damage just from the humidity here in Tennessee. So, but this is another, as far as freebies go, this is one of the better freebies I think that I've ever gotten. So thank you, Eric, for throwing that one in there as well. As I said, all of this stuff is going to be linked up in the description. Definitely go down there and check that out. Check out the Life After Death Big Cartel page, or not Big Cartel, the Life After Death Distro page, and then the New Standard Elite label page as well. That's all going to be linked up in the description. I will have a video up very, very soon, kind of updating you guys on the channel future and stuff moving forward with all of this going on. I do have the 2 Forsaken Fridays videos to finish up the month of July. They're already recorded, so you will be getting those, and I have the some collection videos that I'm doing on Sunday. Some of those are pre-recorded in advance as well, so there won't be too big of a lull in that. But that's all I've got for today. Check this stuff out, and I will see you guys very, very soon, I promise.